Hey, Peace World, thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. I am the channel owner here, Wood. Getting into a little bit of bite down boxing talk. This morning, maybe late morning, I think I saw it when I first got up, but then later on, I kind of went by it, and then later on, somebody shot me the text message with the link to the Tony Harrison Instagram, Instagram post where he shows some footage of the Charlo corner in their fight back in December, and in the footage, Charlo is it wasn't the cut man. It was like the second trainer, or I don't even know if he has a term, but someone from the team, from the Charlo team, slips a green Gatorade refillable, sports bottle through the ropes, and Charlo is drinking out of that. And earlier, he also, on the second clip that Harrison had in his video, Charlo was drinking out of sealed, water bottles or bottled water. He was drinking out of bottled water. He was drinking bottled water. And, raised some questions. He said he didn't want the fight overturned. He said that he did say that the playing field wasn't even or leveled. He lashed out at the State Athletic Commission. I believe that fight was in California. And just said, somebody dropped the ball. You're not allowed to drink. You have to drink from, bottled water. Sealed bottled water is all you can have. It's a little disappointing, but it is what happens, online. I saw one commenter state that, so what? So what? He still lost. I mean, so what? He still lost. But if there is some fire to this smoke, that's part of the problem. That it may have been a reason why he lost, more so than just not being the better man on fight night. I'm not gonna sit here and try to tell everybody and remind everybody to be on their best behavior, or have some maturity, whatever. I keep saying this. It's almost like nowadays we don't respect any law and order or rules or anything. But these rules are in place to ensure the safety of these fighters so that they make it home to the. I shouldn't even have to say this. I mean, regardless of what you whatever your interest is, to tune in on a Saturday night or Friday and watch these fights, it's not just for your freaking enjoyment, okay? I mean, they get paid to provide that enjoyment, but it's also with the understanding that they leave the ring to enjoy, the spoils of victory, or to live a healthy life. I don't understand some of the comments. The man is concerned that something might have happened in a fight that he took place in. How many defenseless shots did he take from Charlo? If Charlo was, and I'm not even saying that he definitely took something, but I'm just saying you got to go back and think if there's moments in there where he took, I think, at least 2 shots while he was defenseless. When he was buzzed pretty good but was still on his feet, and Jack Reese had to step in. The problem becomes if you've done something to gain an edge and you're unnaturally stronger in those closing moments of the fight, and you have that advantage, you could potentially hurt your opponent. So now the thing is, I'm assuming there was some VADA testing. I'm assuming there's some testing after the fight. So I really don't know what could be for regarding Tony's accusation, Harrison's accusation, I honestly don't know what could have been in that. But it's odd. Why did you switch to your own bottle? Why did anybody catch that? And the thing is this is why I say take advantage and go to these club shows. Because if you go to club shows, you will see that I just was there last Saturday night. And I didn't walk around as much in the back as usually because they had it separated, pretty well. Even as media, I couldn't get to where I was trying to go. But when you go back there at some of these club fights, it's usually one or two, maybe even three tables full of just bulk bottled water. And that's all everybody drinks all night long. That's all everybody carries ringside. And it's to eliminate something fishy going on. The vice president of the ABF was sitting next to me all night in Indiana, in Indiana at that card. And she said she went down there and she went to go observe the gauze being put on Destiny Butler. And they had already put the gauze piece on there, the main gauze piece, I believe is what it's called. I want to say it's a brick or something, whatever. But the dude had already had that going. And then when she came up, he wanted to just continue what he had started. And she was like, nah, bro, you got to start from scratch. So I'm saying this to say, at all of these levels, it's some danger inherent if people aren't doing their jobs. When they had the fight here in Dayton a few years ago, Christopher Pearson's dad and his organization, they had a fight card here. It's people from Cincinnati, a couple fighters from Indiana. As far as St. Louis, it was a bunch of different fighters. Zanesville, I think it was a kid here from Zanesville, Ohio. But I'm walking around in the back, people's hands are getting wrapped and whatnot. Nobody's watching any of this. And it's like, it's just fortunate that it's not a lot of people trying to get an edge and cutting corners and cheating on a regular basis. But nobody was back there. It's dudes walking around, gloves being put on, and if you don't have a trainer who is seasoned enough and experienced enough to be concerned about these things, it's just a lot of stuff can happen. So in this situation, to sit here and say that the man is just being a poor sport because he's calling out, he's expressing his concern about his working conditions. That's basically his job. I hope you didn't watch this video because that's not even the type of people that I'm really trying to interact with and relate to. And we just don't have anything in common. So let's not even argue with one another. Charlo did come out but Charlo went on the post and called him the N-word 15 times, called his mom a B, and said all this greasy stuff. But he didn't address what was going on. He didn't mention nothing about that. He sets the narrative as shut up, you sore loser. You BAN. Just shut up. Don't worry about it. Just take it. Just take the L. And then all of his followers and a large contingents from Houston, that's what they all run with. You a sore loser. Shut up, you a bum. You a BAN. And that's the sign of that's where we are in things. This man is trying to talk about a plausible situation, that could have endangered his well-being. But he just supposed to go along with it. I don't know if it's based on kind of the language, the way that he's presented his case. It's not really like he, like I said, he didn't really call him. He says he was concerned that something happened, but I don't think he really just I don't know. You know, it's a touchy situation. But again, if he noticed it, I believe that the dude should be able to speak on it. And I see right now on the Boxing Voice, he's supposed to be calling into their program. I don't know if that happens or not. But again, I think, you know, step in his shoes, whether you lost or won. If you went back and this was brought to your attention after the fact, or you noticed it on your own, you know, you would act accordingly. You know, whether or not you contacted the California people, and like I don't even know. You know, Charlo said no rematch. I wouldn't give him another chance. He talked about all the you know, beef stuff and threats and whatnot, and whatever, however you want to call that. But like I said, he didn't really address the situation. And I just think, you know, it's if you've been around the sport and you know what all the rules are, you know about all the deaths, you know the nature, the inherent nature, dangerous nature of the sport. It's a valid concern. So, but like I said, man, all the silliness comes into play, and we do what we do as the public, you know, and get on our sides, you know, and start going to war. But really, and I guess in closing, man, it's just like, yeah, I know. I was Saturday night. I was down there in the medical thing. It was guys I couldn't talk to because Indiana's athletic commission was rushing. They take them straight from the ring back in the back to do whatever they need to do, whether or not they collect the wraps. Franchon Cruz just tweeted something about Texas, her fight from Alejandra Jimenez. She said something that they kept the wraps for like 28 days or something unreasonable or whatever, and then she was asking about, is this normal? So yeah, they took all the fighters back. You can't talk to nobody, you don't stop, blah blah blah. They take you all the way to the back. They get the stuff off of you, you know, they get the gloves, examine those. They go back there and they do some post-fight testing stuff where the state athletic officials collect. I don't know how they did, whether they do urine. I was sitting there by the one cat up in Detroit. They had him bite on something for like 5 minutes. I don't know what it was. I should have asked, but it's a lot of like I said, man. It's protocol, man. It's rules in place. If somebody dies in an event, like people are the surviving family members are owed answers. Like you can't have a freaking product in this country where people die from it and there's no answers on it. Like we sit here cracking jokes about this. You can't go to work and just die or get severely damaged, and it's trivial. It's just, oh well, you know, what are we doing? So I ran my mouth to say that, you know, I think he raises a valid point. I don't know if they can, you know, go back and investigate anything and get to the bottom of it, but it's very serious stuff. Hey, bite down boxing. Don't let them count you out. And pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You know, consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Hit that like button for me. And, you know, like I always say, man, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. 1.